Welcome to helping your child learn to read with Lexia Core5 Reading. Lexia Core5 is a computer-based program used by millions of students in schools around the world to help students become confident, successful readers. Core 5 is for students in pre-kindergarten through grade 5. Here are some tips and ideas to help your students use Lexia Reading at home. And while Lexia Reading is effective at helping children learn to read, you should read to your child every day and encourage students to read on their own. You are your child's first teacher. Here is a list of computers that run Lexia Reading. Desktop or laptop with Windows 7 or Windows 10. Apple Desktop, Mac Mini, MacBook or MacBook Air with Mac OS 10.12 or higher. Apple iPad that can run iOS version 10 or higher. And Chromebooks. Lexia for Students does not work on phones, Android tablets, or Kindle at this time. Set your students up for success before they sit down to the computer. Here are some tips. Review the parts of the computer and make sure your student can use a keyboard, mouse, or trackpad and headphones. If you're using an iPad, make sure to install the Lexia Core5 app from the App Store. It is also a good idea for students to use headphones or earbuds if there is noise or distractions at home. Students log in to Core5 Reading on the web at lexiacore5.com or on iPad with the Core5 app. You may need a teacher email to set up the Lexia account for the first time. Some schools may have a Lexia Core5 link for their account. Students should have a login card with their username and password. Check with your child's teacher for this information. Help your student practice logging in. If the password is long, highlight different parts of the password in different colors to help students remember. Some schools have students log in through a program called Clever. Use your school district Clever link or go to clever.com and find your child's school. On iPad, you should also install the Clever app. Students log into Clever with a district-assigned email and password. Students in grades kindergarten through grade 2 may have a Clever badge that works if your device has a camera. After login to Clever, students select Core 5. This is the student dashboard. The dashboard shows your child's weekly goal for minutes. Students should try to meet this goal every week. Students can go over their minutes, but never more than 2 times the goal each week. Students can view their minutes to go. Units this week are in the green circle. The map shows the student's level in Core 5. When the student logs out, the dashboard updates their minutes and units. This way you can see how many minutes the student added and if they are completing units. Help your student learn how to be responsible for their time and units completed. A good goal is to complete 8 to 12 units or more per week. From the dashboard, students begin each session with a warm-up. The goal is to promote working quickly and automatically for skills the student has learned. The student will choose one of 2 warm-ups and try to beat his or her highest score. After the warm-up, the student moves to the menu for their level. Let's walk through the activity selection screen. Letter A shows where students choose a picture to enter an activity focused on a specific skill. B shows the unit meter. Unit boxes fill in as students complete units in the activity. C shows the phase indicator. For each level, the first half of all activities must be completed before the second half is unlocked. D shows a skill badge. When an activity is finished, a skill badge appears in place of the completed activity. Fun facts. E is the area where clickable images appear on the activity selection screen to learn more about wildlife or culture. F shows the exit button. Students need to exit completely out of Lexia for the data to update. Do not have students just close the Core 5 window at the end of a session. Here is an example of the activity screen. This is where students work and complete units. It is important for students to focus and listen carefully to directions and other prompts. It is important for students to move the tracking bar, shown on D, label D, to the end to complete activities. Make sure your student understands how to use the buttons on the activity screen. The apple tells you which unit the student is on. Students can make the sound louder or softer with the volume button. If there is a spoken prompt, students can repeat this as many times as needed to hear any sounds, words, or phrases. Students can click the question mark to hear directions for the task. Students must use the exit button to leave an activity and to log out of Lexia. Not only does the apple tell us what unit the student is on, if the apple turns red, the student is having trouble passing this unit. This means that the student has moved to direct instruction, the third step, twice in this activity, and a Lexia lesson may be needed. Check with your child's teacher to ask for help. Some teachers allow students to work through the challenge on their own. Note the student must get to 90% accuracy to move on. Or the teacher may prefer to work with the student on this skill, or may want to share a Lexia lesson or practice activity for home use. You can also suggest your child try a different activity when the apple turns red and come back to this activity later. If you want to help your student, do not give them the answers or do the activity for them. Do encourage students to listen carefully to the directions and to repeat the audio prompt when available several times. And make sure your student is in a quiet place with no distractions. How does Lexia Core5 help your student? Activities adapt based on each student's individual performance. A task will change and get easier based on the level of support students need. Lexia Core5 will even provide more detailed instruction to your child in Step 3 if necessary. Your child's teacher may also suggest other instructional materials to support student learning. When a student completes all activities in a level successfully, they automatically move to the next level. The student has earned a certificate showing what they learned. Make sure to ask your teacher for this certificate. Your student will know when they complete a level and will let you know it too. High five and job well done. These certificates are also available in Spanish. If your child needs a Lexia lesson, this resource helps the teacher provide special instruction to the student. The Lexia Skill Builder is a paper-based practice used to reinforce, generalize, and extend online learning. Skill builders can be printed, but sometimes can be viewed on screen and completed in a notebook. Parents can get these resources online at the link shown. Lexia also has other resources online you can use to help your child at home. Go to the link and select Support for Instruction. There you will find flashcards, picture vocabulary cards, reading passages from Core 5, Lexia Close Reads, and extra comprehension lessons for each grade level. To help your child get the most out of Lexia reading, students should complete their target number of online minutes per week. Check minutes at least 2 times per week and also check units completed. Ask your child's teacher how they were doing at least once per month. Reinforce online learning using Lexia Skill Builders and other resources. Celebrate student progress and encourage your child to do their best. And again, read to your children and find books they can read on their own. For more information, go to lexialearning.com or greenfieldlearning.com. Thank you for your time.